If you've ever been interested in the Abuja real estate market, then chances are that you must have come in contact with the word FCDA approved. In fact, this word is so popular that everyone around Nigeria who is interested in the Abuja real estate market is familiar with it. Which is why if you have invested in the Abuja real estate market and you are not familiar with this word, then you should have a serious cause to worry about. Which is why I'm creating an awareness through this video so you get informed on the most important thing for you to know before venturing into Abuja real estate market. So in this video, we are going to discuss what FCDA approved means and how the term FCDA came into place in the Abuja real estate market. And also we are going to look at the major responsibilities of FCDA, and also we will highlight what makes a property an FCDA approved property. My name is Alex Iwambe. I'm a real estate investor and broker right here in the city of Abuja. So what we do here on this channel is basically to educate you about everything concerning real estate so you can be able to make informed decisions while investing in this sector. We also provide you strategic real estate investment options in and around the city of Abuja. So if you are just coming across this channel for the very first time, quickly go and subscribe so you become part of this community where we are building sustainable wealth for ourselves. And also, don't forget to share this video with your friend, share this video with your family members so they will get to know the vital information we are going to dish out here. In fact, if you are not aware of the information I'm going to share in this video and you invest in Abuja, then it's as simple as you dumping your money in an ocean. And you know what that means? It means your money is going to drain away. So pay detailed attention to this video and watch it to the very end. So back to our discussion. FCD. The term FCD is an abbreviation for the name Federal Capital Development Authority. By looking at this word, you should have a little idea on what this office stands for. How did FCDA came into place? The office of the FCDA came into place as far back as when Abuja was created. Now, for your information, Abuja is that one city in Nigeria that was planned before it was even created. Now, the government shadowed the responsibility of planning of the Abuja to what we call today as the Abuja Master Plan on the shoulders of this office, which is the Federal Capital Development Authority. So they were the ones that were handed the responsibility of making sure that they supervised the planning of the Abuja Master Plan. And of course, about 3 foreign architectural firms were hired in order to carefully plan what we call today as the Abuja Master Plan. And if you are not familiar with what Abuja Master Plan is, then this is just like a blueprint that shows how the entire city of Abuja is supposed to be like, from the infrastructure and everything, how the Abuja city is supposed to be like. The reason for this was so to ensure that the capital city of Nigeria meets up with the global standards of other capital cities in other nations, other developed nations. So that is why Abuja today is regarded to be one of the most beautiful cities that you can ever come across. So the office of FCDA has been in place for a very long time before the Abuja Master Plan was drafted around 1976. Now, let's look at their major responsibilities as an office. So, the FCDA, their major responsibility is to be planning, development, and administration of everything that has to do with executing of the master plan, the Abuja Master Plan. So, they are the people that are in charge of allocation and resettlement of communities within Abuja. So they are the office that gives you allocation on all lands within the Abuja city. In order to ensure that the Abuja Master Plan is strictly adhered to, the FCDA, they work hand in hand with AGIS, which is the Abuja Geographical Information System, as well as the Department of Development Control, we call them the DDC, as well as other few offices. They work hand in hand with these people to ensure that the Abuja master plan is well adhered to. So now I need you to pay detailed attention to what I'm about to discuss now. In fact, this very information is very, very important. So pay detailed attention to it. Now, before 2004, allocation was being given by area councils within Abuja. Now, if you are wondering what area councils is, the way we have local governments in other states in Nigeria, we have in Abuja, we call them area councils, which there are about 6 of them in the entire Abuja. So before 2004, the area councils were giving out allocation of lands within Abuja. So which is why we will have we have things like the AMAC. AMAC is one of the area councils in Abuja, AMAC R of O and AMAC C of O. So we have titles like this and all of that, right? So they were being issued by the area councils. So now the FCDA office now spotted an irregularity from the area councils. And they now discovered that if they should allow the area councils to be issuing allocation to individuals within the Abuja city, the Abuja master plan will not be followed. There will be irregularities in it. So they now place an order to stop the area councils from giving further allocations to individuals. That was around 2004. So that was when we have something like recertification. Now, what then happened to those people that were given allocation before this order came into place? So instead of revoking all the allocations that were given to people by the area councils, they now recertified their documents. That is why we have an FCDA recertified R of O, FCDA recertified C of O. So if you come in contact with all of these documents, it doesn't mean that they are fake. No, they are genuine. But this is just the genesis of everything that transpired. So the term recertification came into place. But we are going to discuss about this in a separate video. So the FCDA office now shifted the power from the area councils back to the office of the FCDA. And of course, according to the 1976 Land Use Act, that all lands belong to the government, right? And the federal government vested the authority of allocation and all of that to this office of the FCDA, just the way I explained earlier. So they now placed a stop on the area councils from giving allocation. They said this office should be the only office that will be issuing out allocation to people. And that is why they work hand in hand with AGIS and then the Department of the Development Control, right? So having explained this, I hope you now understand how the term FCDA recertified R of O and C of O came into place. Now let's look at what are the things that makes a property an FCDA approved property. You've been hearing about this word that FCDA approved C of O, FCDA approved R of O. The moment they stopped the area councils from giving allocation, any other document that came afterwards will be FCDA R of O or FCDA C of O. Or you have another one which we call the letter of intent. Letter of intent, LOI, right? But we are going to discuss that in a separate video too. Talking about the things that makes a property an FCDA approved property. First, the property must be allocated by the office of the FCDA. The first thing that will qualify a property to be called an FCDA approved property is that that plot of land, right, must be allocated from this office. and it must be captured on the ages, right? So that is the first and most important point. For a property to be called FCDA approved property, it must be allocated by this office. If you get your allocation any other place, then I tell you, you are putting your money in an ocean and it's going to drain away. The second thing is, it must be in line with the master plan. Now, like I explained earlier, this was one of the reasons why they had to place a ban on the area councils from giving allocations. So, for your property to be FCDA approved, it must first be allocated by the FCDA, and it must be captured under the AGIS system, which is the Abuja Geographical Information System, in line with the master plan. Remember, this master plan was carefully created by foreign architects in order to make this city a global standard. That is why Abuja real estate is different from every other real estate market in Nigeria. So before you come in to invest in the city of Abuja, you must be aware of this information I'm sharing here. That's why I encourage you to share this video with your friends, your family members, so they will get to know what we are discussing here. Right, so first, allocated by FCDA. Second, it must be in line with the master plan. When the FCDA give you an allocation, right, there is a specific time frame for you to even develop that property. And for you to develop that property, you can't just go and then start developing and building whatsoever you like. That is why I still stated that Abuja real estate market is different from every other state. The third thing is, for you to do is, you must obtain a building approval. You must obtain a building approval before you build on that property, right? Now, for those people that buy lands within an estate from estate companies, you have to first of all ask whether the property is an FCDA approved property. Does it have an FCDA R of O or C of O, right? And now you also have to request for the building approval, because there is a specific time frame for you to develop your property, else it will stand the risk of revocation. So you ask for the building approval. The building approval should take like 6 to 1 year or so, highest 1 year, right? So, but the first thing for you to note is that ask for the FCDA document, right? Once the FCDA document is available, the property is a genuine one, make your verification from the necessary authorities. So I hope from this video you are able to understand what FCDA means and how the term FCDA came into place, their major responsibilities as an office, and how we came about recertification of documents in the city of Abuja, as well as the things that makes a property to be called an FCDA property. I remain your real estate broker, Alex Iwambe, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and equally share this video. See you in the next one.